pious, without show, just without cruelty, humane without sentimentality, temperate without coldness, and sincere without guile. Steady in posture and spirit, dignified in bearing, and commanding in his very presence. His example guided all who surrounded him. Still, it endures. To his peers, he was respectful and without pretense. To those who served under him, he was kind without condescension. And to those whom he loved most intimately, he was unfailingly tender, loyal, and good. His life was a rebuke to vice and a refuge for virtue. The purity of his private character gave radiance to the discipline and integrity of his public service. Even in death, he maintained the serenity that defined him in life. Not a sigh, not a groan, just a quiet submission to the will of God. Such was the man Nigeria has lost. Such was the man for whom our nation now mourns. President Buhari's life was one of austere honor. He stood always ramrod straight, unmoved by the temptation of power, unseduced by applause, and afraid of the loneliness that often visits those who do what is right. Rather than what is popular, was a quiet courage, a righteousness that never announced itself. His patriotism was lived more in action than in words. His life traced the arc of Nigeria's journey. Born before the independence, he became a young soldier in the struggle to keep our nation whole. In war and in peace, he served with the vigilance and determination, as if the task of watching over Nigeria has been assigned to him alone. From the battlefield to the corridors of power, he remained faithful to the task. He governed the northeastern state and stood as head of state. Years later, his return to the chair the Petroleum Trust Fund, which he administered with Spartan rigor and complete fidelity to the public good. Yet, with all that he had achieved, his most enduring legacy will be carved in democracy. In a time when men had lost hope that change was possible, Muhammadu Buhari put his faith in the people of this country. We stood together, he and I, alongside others, drawn from across the political spectrum, regions and tongues. We formed an alliance that enabled Nigeria to experience the first true democratic transfer of power from one ruling party to another. When he was sworn in as our party's first elected president, he led with restraint governed with dignity, and bore the burden of the leadership without complaint. Those who knew him most intimately understood that the authority of that exalted office never changed him. In the face of pressure, he remained calm. In the face of crisis, he remained resolute. In the face of triumph, he remained modest. Most remarkably, he retained his jovial spirit. When his tenure ended, he returned to Dara, not to command from the shadows or to hold court, but to live as he always had, never seeking to impose his will, but content to let others carry the nation forward. President Buhari was not a perfect man. No leader is. But he was, in every sense of the word, a good man, a decent man, an honorable man. His record will be debated, as all legacies are, but the character he brought to public life, the moral force he carried, the incorruptible standard he presented will not be forgotten. His was a life lived in full service to Nigeria and in fidelity to God. Now he rests, and we who remain must carry the memory of life as a standard to guide us. Let us honor him, not only with words, but with humility in power, discipline in service, compassion in governance, and fearlessness in the pursuit of justice. Our Tuesday, July 15th, 2025. On Tuesday, July 15, 2025, a grateful nation bid farewell to one of our own most illustrious sons. It was a proud honor for me, alongside Vice President Kashim Shettima, to lead the funeral procession to Dara and witness his burial in the dignified manner befitting a great and a noble leader. I thank the Interministerial Committee, led by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, and Governor Diko Rada for organizing a befitting state funeral within 48 hours. In this period of national mourning, I once again extend my heartfelt condolences to Ajia Aisha Buhari, our children, the entire Buhari family, the government and people of Katsina State, and all who knew and loved him. Our gratitude will remain with President Buhari's family members, who provided him with the comfort and strength to serve our nation in the various capacities throughout his over 50 years of public service. We honor his service, reflect on his legacy, and pray for the peaceful repose of his soul. May Gazikia, the people's general, the former president, your duty is done. May Almighty Allah forgive his shortcomings and grant him Al-Jannah Firdaus. May his life continue to inspire generations of Nigerians to serve with courage, conviction, and selflessness. President Buhari, thank you. Nigeria will remember him. Thank you very much.